Hey there guys, Portal Master here, and today we're going to be talking about the Bungie mutiny, if you will. Basically, if you have not heard, Bungie, who developed both Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, has officially left Activision. They've split with Activision. They are no longer going to be working with Activision to produce Destiny content in the future. Now, if you're a regular to my channel, you know that I don't typically talk about Destiny-related content. However, I do follow Activision almost religiously at this point. I keep up a lot with their news and their financial reports because I'm interested in 3 of the franchises they publish a lot, which the first is Spyro, the second is Crash, and the third is Skylanders, which is of course why I started YouTube. So yes, I do follow Activision a good bit. So first let's talk about what this split, I don't really know what else to call it, means for Activision in general. To put it simply, for Activision, this sucks. This is about the worst possible thing that could have happened for Activision in relation to Destiny. They've effectively lost the ability to publish it. They are no longer going to be involved in the publishing of Destiny, and this is a huge blow to a company that has already seen falling, sales on a lot of their games. Of course, not Spyro and Crash, but they've been doing okay with Call of Duty and stuff like that. But they've effectively canceled the Skylanders console series, so they're kind of in a weird place right now. And Blizzard is obviously facing a ton of backlash, who is closely tied in with Activision. So the fact that Bungie has effectively pulled out of this is horrible for them. It's not like it's going to bankrupt them, which is again the thing I need to stress here. But seriously, this is not a good thing for them, and it is going to negatively affect them in a lot of ways. You might be wondering why this occurred. Well, there's been a lot of friction between the two companies for quite a while now. If you're not familiar with exactly what has happened, Destiny 2 sold quite well by all normal video game industry standards. However, Activision wasn't exactly happy with how it was doing, but they weren't not happy with how the game sold. What they weren't happy about was that the DLCs and microtransactions were not selling. And Bungie already didn't exactly like the way that they wanted them to go with the game. They didn't exactly like the emphasis that was placed on these microtransactions. And the DLC for a lot of Destiny 2 did not add much, and some of the DLCs actually took away core features of the game. There's a lot of friction there. The original contract for Destiny actually was to have a Destiny game every 2 years. The first one came out in 2014, and they were supposed to get another one out in 2016. However, they basically were like, okay, seriously, we can't do that, and they had to push it to 2017, with Destiny 3 still rumored to be releasing in 2020, just not published by Activision. So there was already a lot of friction. Now, you may be curious, though, as someone who is a fan of these franchises right here, you may be wondering, is this going to affect them in any way? And the answer is no. This shouldn't affect any other franchise that Activision has, although they may start trying to milk more money out of existing franchises now that they've lost Destiny. I honestly can't say how this is going to impact them overall financially. I'm not a financial analyst. However, I would say that there is probably going to be some form of repercussions in these other games, possibly in the form of additional DLCs, which, hey, I would actually gladly pay for new DLC for Crash and Spyro, so I'm actually okay with this if it results in more DLC. But this is also going to be super healthy for the Destiny franchise as well, but I know probably a lot of my viewers don't really care about that. But you also may be curious, though, because we've got Spyro published by Toys for Bob, we got Crash published by Vicarious Visions, and then we've got Crash Team Racing published by Beanox, and you may, or not published, but made by, I should say. And you may be curious, is this going to affect them? Are they going to no longer happen? Is there going to be some changes? And the answer is no, they shouldn't be affected in any way, shape, or form. The reason for this is that Bungie was not actually owned by Activision, whereas Vicarious Visions, Toys for Bob, and those other companies are actually all subsidiaries of Activision. Same thing with pretty much everyone that publishes Call of Duty, or sorry, I keep saying publishes, but makes Call of Duty games. Treyarch and Infinity Ward are both wholly owned by Activision. There's going to be no repercussions as far as they're concerned. They cannot leave Activision even if they wanted to. They're pretty much stuck with them. So I don't see this impacting any other franchises in terms of the game publishing and the game making for these games beyond Destiny, but I do think that it's possible we'll see some ramifications. We're just going to have to wait and see. So anyways, tell me what you think about all this down in the comments. As always, this has been Portal Master. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and shout out to all my patrons on Patreon, especially the Cosmic Dragon Gaming, Nacho S, and Portal Power TV. See you guys next time.